said I'ma give it to the fam. Get the job done like Task Rabbit. Puff on the gas, I cannot find the passion. On my cash app, third date, looking at coins like what I might do.
You sound perfect.
Well, that's obvious.
So how am I treating you?
Treat me nice.
I should treat you nice.
Yes.
Don't I do that all the time?
Yeah, you do. But let's just not get an attitude, okay?
Let's not get an. I have an attitude sometimes.
No. Well, occasionally.
Okay. So what are these attitudes that I be having?
This right here.
What is this right here?
This little I'm about to start filming attitude.
What are you trying to...
I didn't even do my hair. It's my first time on your channel. But whatever.
You already look good.
Okay, if you say so. Sorry. I'm sorry. Before we hop in, though, I think it's only right to ask for a wave check.
Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Are you nervous? Why are you nervous?
I don't know. Because I'm about to be on Mr. 2K God's YouTube channel.
Oh, stop it. You don't be on that energy when we be talking on the phone, so don't try that now.
I know, I literally never even said it.
What version of you are we getting today?
You know how I have my many mixed personalities. We're gonna get maybe a little bit of troll, but mostly YouTube Justine.
No,
I'm gonna let you take the lead and you tell them what we're doing today since it's your channel and I'm the guest. So
just stop looking like you're trying to look. See, like you're looking all cute for the video. You're not doing this on your channel. We got the woman from Arizona. She's goofy, weird, a troll, worthy of simping over sometimes. She's beautiful, I guess. No, she's beautiful at all times. Funny. And she got the smile like Magic Johnson. Most people call her Justine. Some call her Just. I call her Justy. She a goofball. What's up? That's your intro.
Slowly but surely became one of your favorite people.
I mean, you're right. I don't lie. You're right. So why are you here?
I'm here because we're going to, well, I wanted to be on your channel. I wanted to collab with you since, you know, we're kind of best friends now. We thought it would be cool to do like an end of the year video of our top 10 favorite albums of 2021. But obviously you listen to like a lot more music than I do. Like maybe albums on your list that I've never even listened to. But you're going to do your list, I'm going to do my list, and we're going to compare. And then I guess we'll see whose list they like better. But like I said, I don't really know your audience all too well, so I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Just because like I feel like my list is so in like one, like my...
So what you're trying to say is I'm finna swanton bomb the fuck out of you and you're not finna stand a chance.
No, I'm gonna RKO you. I'm gonna leave you gasping for air.
How does it feel being the first person
on your channel?
Yeah, I need your thoughts.
I can't believe I'm the first because you've had your channel for like 5 years, right? Pretty honored. Don't let it get your head.
Don't let it get you. I should be saying that.
I don't know. Your head's already getting pretty big. You said I had a big head earlier, so I'm just returning the favor. I meant it as like your head is literally big.
What the fuck? First, I was gonna add punishments, but I don't think you'd be able to last.
Punishments? What do you mean punishments?
I mean, whoever loses here, there should be a punishment.
Okay, what's the punishment though? I'm nervous.
I don't know. People in the comments gotta decide that. I'm not the decider. That wouldn't be any fair. We not gonna know until after the fact.
Okay. So when you gonna tell us your real height?
I've been told my real height. I'm 5'8".
Okay, 6'6" LeBron Bell.
Can you like contagious? The Magic Johnson smile, just contagious.
If I was like, I don't even think I could go 10 minutes without like laughing or smiling
You
in a
can't.
conversation. Unless it was like a dead serious conversation. Other than that, I'm giggling at something.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But
Okay, even if it was a serious conversation, yeah, I might
that's what I'm
end up
saying.
cracking.
So what's your number 10?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What is wrong with you?
My number 10 is the album In Loving Memory by Bones. What?
You for real?
What?
I'm shocked.
You didn't like that album?
No, that's not what I'm shocked.
I wanted to put it on my list because I felt like he came out with a lot of projects this year, and that one was like, to me, like the one that I played the most. And I want to say it came out in like June, and even throughout like the rest of 2021, I still like listened to it a lot. I don't know. I liked all the projects he came out with, but that was like probably my favorite Bones project that came out this year, so I wanted to put it on my list. But it's just like I'm just trying to go based off of like what I personally listen to
That's
the most.
how it should be.
I want to put Bones. I feel like he's like an underground legend. I liked that. He had come out with a more recent project, but I liked this one better. So I went back and forth between putting Bones in another project, and these two projects are completely different, but I wanted to put this one because I liked it more. But the other, my alternate number 10, or I guess number 11 if we did it 11. Honorable mention would have been Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I know that's super, super basic. And as I said, they're two completely separate albums, but I went back and forth. But I think I'm just like overall, like artist-wise, I like Bones better. And I think that project was put together more well as like to listen to all the way through. So, but honorable mention is Sour.
My number 10, I've been addicted to this artist for a year. Oh my God. I'm about to get exposed. My number 10 is someone that was extremely big in the year 2000 to 2001 and on, The Spirit Room. And she re-recorded her whole entire album from when she was 16. It means a lot to me for specific certain reasons that I will not name, but you know. Why are you giggling?
Well, just because that sounded sus. Like, first, it's special to me for reasons I won't name.
Because you know, and the public audience doesn't.
If that made you happy, or if that made an impact on your 2021, good. I'm happy.
I know you now, but you still gonna laugh at me though. What's number 9?
Like I said, I'm gonna sound so uncultured, like undiverse, but whatever, fuck it. My number 9 is Blood Was Never Thick as Water by Puya. And
so this is how, I know where you're going.
Other artists.
Go
okay,
ahead.
just hear me.
I love that you're doing what you want to do.
This project was special to me because it probably does have like an impact on the way that this project feels to me, because I got this album before it was released. Like, Puya asked me to like review this album before it even came out, so like obviously it was like a highlight of my year. And because I had it like months before it came out, I listened to it like a lot, and like it was just like special to me. I really liked it. There was like a feature with Denzel on that album too that I've been waiting to come out for like probably like a year or two. And it's just like a different style from Puya. I feel like, you know, everyone knows, if you know Puya, you kind of know like those like more like popular songs, like, you know, Southside Suicide or Suicidal Thoughts. But I feel like he had like a different approach with this album, and he kind of showed a little bit more like emotions, like tried some new styles. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I think the fact that obviously like I got it before and like I got to review it, and just like what that project did for me in 2021, that's why I wanted to put on the list, because I was like, not only did I like that album, but it was like special to me for that reason too. So that's why I want to put on the list.
Aren't you cute? Aren't you cute? Aren't you cute? I still haven't listened to the album yet. So I'm about
Yeah.
2 months late. I mean, it's like you knew I was going through some shit in October, so I never got to it. So I still need to
Yeah.
listen to it. I'm not mad that he on your list.
What I also think too with this album, there's like a few of his kind of like older style where he goes like hard, like raps, you know, really fast and everything. But I really liked his more like kind of emotional songs. Like he has ones called Forever Waiting for You at My Window, Stuck in Admiration. Just like the time frame that album came out too, like that's kind of like I was a little bit in my feels during that time too, so like it just hit a little like harder too.
Say my number 9 is Brockhampton. Brockhampton's Roadrunner. I've played that album so much. I think I have probably 2 or 3 of those songs on that album in my songs of the year. The whole entire album is just a banger, and they keep on getting better and better after every single album. I already know you probably have barely listened to them.
No, I'm not very like knowledge in all their projects and stuff. I've heard quite a few of their songs. They're always like a group I've wanted to get into, but I just like I'm bad at like keeping up with like music. Like I don't know, like if it's not like an artist that I usually listen to, I'm bad with keeping up with music. But I like them as a group. Like I have a lot of like their songs in my Spotify and stuff, but I've never listened to like one of their projects like all the way through, honestly. If you're saying that this album's so good, I'll definitely check it out.
They've got good rappers, good singers. It gets a little like one of the artists, you know, has been through a rough patch in his life, and I'm not even gonna say the whole thing and spoil it, but the features, A$AP Rocky, A$AP Ferg, they went crazy. Charlie Wilson, that's about everyone's uncle. That nigga went hard.
I've seen some of their like music video stuff and music videos too, and like just like their whole style as a group is really like unique. Like,
well,
like a group
actually, they don't establish themselves as a group. They're not a group. They say that they're a boy
oh, it's
band.
not.
So that's mainly
The
what,
boy.
like they call themselves a boy band, and I feel like the reason why you say they're unique because they are unique. Like they actually display themselves as like how they actually are. Like they got gay members, they got straight members, they got bisexual members. So they're pretty much all being themselves while also being themselves on the mic too. So that's why you see them as unique, because they are unique. Yeah, I was about to say, did you get that video done? Do I gotta cut this video off early?
No. It's practically done.
So you're not done yet.
I'm good. I'm gonna upload it on Friday, I think.
You think? I'm gonna let you get a little pass. I'll give you a little pass, since you know you had a little bit of bovid in your system, and you was a little busy. So
Disclaimer: I didn't have COVID, but
whatever. You had it. You just acting like you did.
you're the one who's got a freaking tissue in hand. Maybe you have COVID.
I have a nose problem.
You say so, Miles.
Don't try to cover me on my own video.
You try to say I have COVID.
Because you did.
Oh.
You was in safe and healthy protocols. You had to get multiple different tests. Your test somehow said negative. Them hoes was a lie.
Hold on, there's a loud bus driving by. You want to hear my number 8? And albums that come out like mid-year, for some reason, I feel like sometimes they get slept on or overlooked. I don't know. I don't know if you even listened to it, actually. Let me know.
Who you think this is?
No, you probably listened to it. I don't remember if you did a review by Night Lavelle. Did you listen to that project? Did you like that project?
I mean, I think I only listened to it like twice, but I've always said that Night Lavelle wasn't always my favorite. Night
Lavelle, I feel like people are kind of like hit and miss with him. I mean, one of the things that I hear a lot about him is just like he's repetitive, which I can understand, but I don't know what it is. I really like his voice. I like his style is kind of repetitive, but like it hits me as that like you kind of know what you're gonna get, but it always like delivers. I don't know. I like this project a lot. I feel like it was slept on. It was his first project released under G59, so like as a huge 259 fan, I was like excited for it. I thought, and I think it was honestly like one of my favorite projects he's released. So, and it was like right around my birthday time that it came out too, because my birthday's in May. So like, it was just like my like album. Like it was like my birthday album, honestly. Like it was what I was listening to like in summer. So I was like, I'm gonna give this album a shout out because I haven't listened to it too much the last like few months just because there's been so much music coming out. But I was like, this was like my summer album, so I wanted to put it on my.
Night Lavelle, I mean, I'm cool with him, but it's like you said, sometimes it get a little repetitive for me.
Yeah.
I ain't going to disrespect him though, because you know, I did a video on him in 2017. I think I didn't really. I'm pretty sure I had to cut that video off early because I wasn't enjoying myself. But
Yeah.
as time progressed, I started liking him. I started showing respect, and now, years later, I'm in the same boat as you. I love him.
I don't know, something about it, like it's just like my underground rap and like that deep, dark voices and that's just like my favorite style. So to me, I'm not like, oh, I'm bored of this. I'm like, oh shit, give me more of this. Like
That's your style. That's exactly what I was. That's the type of music that you like.
Yeah. So that's my number 8.
Yeah. So I want you to guess because I feel like you get it right.
It's a guy.
It's a guy. First seeing your video, I wanted to put a ring on your finger.
Okay, I have a guess.
What is it?
Is a whole lot of red.
My number 8 is Whole Lotta Red. I did 2 videos on that album. I did my first one when it first came out on Smith.
You know what's funny? I just watched your 5 months later video. I watched it like the other day. Because I never watched the second one, the like 5 months later, because I thought you were re-listening to it, but then I listened to your like you talking about it and just like
I was in my bag. I was in my motherfucking bag.
Oh no. I was very impressed with that video actually.
You should be impressed with all of my videos.
No. I video, like everything you were saying, like you're very good with your words, articulating things, and you know like your music history. Like,
say it
very
louder.
well. And I've told you, you are very smooth with your words. That's one thing I want to get better at is like not saying and not like stuttering. So I'm trying to get better at that. But you're very smooth with your words.
Like, should I even explain why this is in my shit? Because I've already made a deep dive of why I love the album. So do I even need to explain? I mean, I like hard shit. Pause. And this album is built kind of different. It wasn't like Die-Lit. It wasn't like a self-titled. It was just all new. You didn't have any singles. It was just a whole, and I knew you, like, obviously I knew you would like it because I mean it's just like kind of like the Bones, and it's kind of like Night Lavelle. It go hard. It's hardcore. It get niggas energy up. He wanted this album to be like this. He wanted it to be hard. He want people to go crazy at the mic. He want to be a rock star.
All right, y'all. If I start acting crazy, it's because I just got my COVID booster. I literally paused for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Got my COVID.
That is not why you act goofy. Let's stop.
I'm ready for my number 7, if you're ready.
Go ahead, goofy.
Okay, my number 7 is Dead Rising by Scarlord. Like I said, I'm not too familiar if you know him or not, or if you like him, but he's super popular, but so like some people just don't like that like screaming style and stuff. I just discovered him this year, and he's been like my number 1 artist this year that I like, my new like number 1 new artist that I've discovered and started listening to. I liked it a lot. The project was crazy. It was like 21 tracks, and every track he like brought the energy, and I liked it a lot.
You need to go on my channel immediately. So like I said at the Night Lavelle 4 years ago, I did a video on just listening to him for the first time. Then I did a video on one of his albums that came out in 2017. And then I did another one that I'm surprised didn't get a whole lot of dislikes because I literally couldn't finish the album because I was not liking it. Because
like this past year I was working so much, I really only had time to react to the albums and the artists that I already knew and was familiar with, you know. But now I have more time, so I want to like, you know, jack your swag a little bit and steal your channel style.
Jack my swag. You kind of already
I
do
knew you'd
jack
have a
my
problem with
swag.
that. I knew
No,
you'd have a problem with that. I already jacked your lingo, so
for my
next time jack your drag.
my seventh album is Nas, King's Disease 2. I'm extremely proud of this man because we're getting a lot of this old school stories from him. There was one song is on my top songs of the year, and it just made me happy to listen to it because he had a lot of beef with Tupac. He had a lot of beef with other people on the East Coast, I think. And he was just saying like there was like certain people like think Pac got killed by a certain person, him clearing the air and saying, oh no, he didn't kill that person. He wasn't scared of Suge Knight. And just to hear a nigga, a historian like that, just talk about these things that people don't know, it made me smile inside. And just to see his old ass still at the age of like 40 something, still rapping and being better than damn near everyone. I literally loved that album my first listen. That had to be here because number one, that nigga a legend. He put out a really good album. He just came out with another album a few days ago. If people want bars, if people want to hear history, not only that, motherfucking Lauryn Hill's on the album. So you damn sure gotta go fucking listen to the album because we never hear from fucking her.
My number 6, I put Dog Boy by Zillakami. I don't know, just your little facial expressions. I never know if that's good or bad. It was his solo album. It came after So Smoothest solo, and then it came after like the City Morgue Volume 3. I liked Dog Boy was like my favorite City Morgue like type project. I mean, obviously I know it was a solo, but that was my favorite project. I liked pretty much every song on that project. And it was just like cool to see him like release like a whole solo by himself. I feel like City Morgue, but especially like Zilla, has just kind of like been leveling up this year, and I really like that project. I was like, when it came out, I literally listened to it non-stop. I mean, I still listen to it now, so that's probably one of my favorite projects of 2021. I went back and forth with putting this higher actually, but I decided to put number 6.
So what's next? Are you gonna say that you didn't think that I listened to Zillakami, or?
I know you listen to Zillakami. I know that. You reacted to Dog Boy, didn't you? Okay, I just don't memorize your videos, Miles. I'm pretty sure you did.
It's about to get a little deep. My 6th is Adele 30. I don't think you've seen that. No, you haven't seen that side of me yet. Actually, no, you have. I'm extremely emotional. Extremely I'm not like sensitive emotion. I'm just a man not afraid to show his emotions type of emotional. I just get happy hearing people's experiences because I haven't experienced much yet. So me hearing her talk about her just having conversations with her son, her pretty much just throwing shots at her ex-husband, her showing just how she's going through the whole divorce process and how she's moving on from that, it just touched my heart. The song, because we don't know what the fuck these artists are going through. And when she was just like, oh, she never feels lonely, and then this one day she just started feeling like lonely, I'm like, bro, me too. And what is wrong with you?
Sorry, I barely breathed, okay? I barely breathed
You
out.
barely breathe. Her coming out with that song, Easy on Me, and everything else, it just made me so happy. I just love hearing people's experiences.
Okay, my next one, my number 5. This project, I know you listened to it. I don't know exactly what you thought about it though, because I didn't watch your review because I hadn't listened to it yet. It's Fighting Demons by Juice WRLD. Okay, and the reason why I put that, you better close your mouth. But that album made me freaking cry, and not because I really like Juice WRLD. I liked his last album that they released after he passed. I mean, all of his music I've been a fan of. I think he's like done a lot. I feel like he's one of the most like influential artists for like the rap scene of our time right now. A lot of rap is just like not very like emotional, not very vulnerable, like, you know, and I feel like he brings that to his rap, and I feel like he kind of like opens a lot of like doors for that to be like acceptable, you know. I liked the project a lot. I like the singles that were released off of it. Every single song I liked on that project. I was like, oh my god, like it like gave me chills. Like my first initial reaction, and then like now that I've been listening to it since I've reacted to it, I really like it. I know it's a lot to put on my top 10, but like I love Juice WRLD as an artist. He's probably like he's become one of like my favorite artists. I just feel like I said, he's like very influential. I feel like he's, even now that he's like passed for like 2 years, I feel like he's still one of the most relevant artists right now in like the rap scene. So that's why I wanted to put on my list. Did you really like it, or was just like okay?
It wasn't like I really like it, but I liked it because there was barely any features. It was mainly him. There was only like 4 features, and that's one main thing I liked about it, because he didn't have a lot of features. So did, but I ain't like it on the low that you liked it.
His music has like kind of like opened my eyes on like being like it's okay to be vulnerable, because like I don't know, I was like really scared of it for a long time, and then especially just like someone that you like idolize, or like someone who's just like a huge like household name like Juice WRLD, like just being so open about like their struggles and everything. And like there was a line in the project that I really liked where he's like said like, I share my pain with the world because I'm not embarrassed of it. And I was just like, damn, like I feel like for the longest time I was like embarrassed of like my emotions and stuff. It's a whole long thing, but I feel like he's like opened my eyes and like with his music in a lot of ways. So that give him a shout out too.
I mean, this was unanimous. I played this album a lot. Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic. I played that album so much. I think probably 4 or 5 of the songs are on my top songs of the year. Put on a Smile. I even said it in my video. That is one of the best Bruno Mars songs I've ever heard in my life. Again, that song got me extremely emotional. I'm not even gonna say much about the album, but watch my reaction. I'm just in love with that album.
Okay, the only song that I've heard from that album that you just referenced is I don't even know what it's called, but it's like, this bitch got me paying her rent, paying for trips. Is that from that album, or is that
Smoking out the window?
That's the only like song I've heard from it.
So you haven't heard Leave the Door Open?
Mm-mm.
There's no way.
I'm not even joking, Miles. I think the only reason I knew that was an album is because you did a review on it. I'm really bad with keeping up with music like that. Like, unless it's in my specific genre, I'm like,
who are you talking to?
Who else is here that I would be talking to? We've never talked about this artist together. My number 4 album is Glow On by Turnstile. Oh my gosh, this album is so great. Their band, I would say they're getting like more popular. They were just on Grade A tour. A month ago we're on Late Night with Seth Meyers. So they're getting their attention now. Every song on it is so good. It's like, I don't necessarily know what their like genre is, if it's like punk, pop, I don't know exactly. Like, I'm bad with genres, but they're a really great band. I feel like they're gonna like blow up. I feel like this past year they've gotten so much more like attention, and then this album dropped and like everyone loved it. You have to listen to it. I honestly can't even explain this album. Like, you just have to listen to it.
My number four. Before I even say my number 4, for some reason, every time I see you, I just always gotta say you look great for some reason. So you look beautiful today. The Magic Johnson smile is going on.
Even after the booster.
Yes, even after the booster. Before and after.
Even with my PJs.
Yes, even with your PJs on.
Thank you.
My number 4 is JPEG Mafia LP. He's an experimental hip hop guy, so it isn't like your typical piece of hip hop. Like, he uses so many different types of beats. You'd probably be like, what the fuck is this? Like, what in the world is this? Because of his beat selection that he uses. Sometimes it might be lo-fi. Sometimes it might be just a weird type of beat that you've just never heard before. When you hear his music, you will immediately think like, whoa, this dude is really, really unique. Just because of the way that he puts together his music. I put him in there just specifically for that reason, because he's different from just every other rapper out there. Not only that, but I put this on there because his offline version of his album, one of his songs on there, Hazard Duty Pay, is on my top songs of the year. What are you smiling at?
No, all this talk of your top songs of the year, I'm excited for that video too.
You know how many songs I got on there?
It was supposed to be 50, but then you added more, didn't you?
I added 31 more songs for some reason.
At that point, might as well just do 100 again.
What's your top 3?
Number 3.
Okay, I know what number 3 is.
You know what number 3 is.
Just by the way you're smiling, it's Whole Lot of Red.
It's Whole Lot of Red by Playboy Cardi. Okay. This album, when I first initially listened to it, I liked it. I was kind of like, this is different. Like, some of the songs I was like, I don't really know how to feel about this, but I was never like whole lot of ass, you know? I started revisiting it a lot, especially a few months ago, and I was like, damn. Like, you know, just like, you've heard a song a lot of times, and then you listen to it and you just hear it different than like any other time you've listened to it before. That's how I felt with like many of those songs on that project. This album was undeniably one of the most talked about albums this year, even like this month. Like, people still talk about this album so often. It's such like, because it's such like especially the initial release, like how controversial it was, like either loved it or hate it. Undeniably, this has been like one of the biggest albums of 2021. The fact that it's still talked about so prevalently, even a year after its release. If an album's ass, it's gonna just like get washed out. No one's gonna talk about it, but everybody still talks about this album. I love the album. I feel like it was definitely, like you said, different than Die Lit and like his other projects. I feel like it's his best album, and like I said, undeniably like one of the most talked about. And I just feel like for an album to have that big of an impact, a lot. So, and I just fucking love this album. So, Loud and Proud, my number 3.
Look at you. I don't know why that's shocking for me, just to hear you say all that. But then again, I'm not shocked just because of what's on the album. He's
definitely like an artist that I want to see perform live. I've never seen him. I've never been to like a Playboy Cardi concert, but I would love to be at one of his shows because that just seems like such an experience.
I agree. So I always agree with everything you say.
Everything?
The most talked about album is probably my number 3. Kanye West, Donda. I mean, with this album, you'd have to have a lot of patience. The mixing on it is like, it's not good. Just because the mixing wasn't good doesn't mean the album's not good. And on that album, I have 3 songs on my top songs. It's an extremely important album for him. Number 1, it's dedicated to his mom. Her Avenger squad that he brought in on that album is just nuts, especially for it being damn near 2 hours.
This is the oddball out in my top 10 list. For some reason, I don't think people understand how much I like this artist, because I don't. It's so like out of my normal, you know, what I would listen to. My number 2 is Planet Her by Doja Cat.
I knew it.
The reason why I put that so high up, number 2, I mean, obviously you can't sit here and deny how successful Doja is. She's like literally, I think, one of the most top 5 stream Spotify artists in the world. So as a young woman, like we've had conversations, don't laugh, but we've had conversations before how like I've never really like looked at myself like a certain way. Like I just look at myself as like Justine, you know?
And yeah, like, what I tell you.
I don't know. What do you tell me?
What I tell you. You know damn well what I told you.
Well, I know, but I don't.
What I tell you. Why are you
I'm
being shy now? Yes, exactly. Say it again.
I'm beautiful. Stop.
Wh-
Don't make me do this. Like I said, being like a woman and like Doja and just like her confidence and her like sexuality and like this album seriously like helps my confidence as like a girl, as a woman. Normally I'm not like super into this like more like pop style, I guess it would be called. But every single song on this album I really liked. I like Doja Cat's like style, how she like obviously has a really nice voice, but then like she can like rap and like spit bars too. I mean, not like she doesn't spit like Megan Thee Stallion or like, you know, something like that, but you know, she still does her thing. Even I know so many guys that like this album too, which is like, you know, I feel like sometimes it's hard for guys to like give like female artists like a lot of credit, but I know like I feel like everyone who knows this album likes this album. I feel like she's just exploded in the music scene lately. And I mean like this fucking album, like songs from this album are literally on like commercials. Like I hear this album on the daily. I mean besides just listening to it, like I hear it just like out and about. Like it's so like I feel like it's a universally liked album, you know. And not to say that like persuades my opinion if other people like it, but it's just like when an album can just be liked by so many different like people. Ariana does this to me too, where it's just like brings out my confidence and like because I don't like I said, I don't like see myself a certain way, but then like when I listen to like these other like beautiful women like singing and having confidence and like then it just makes me feel some type of way. So like I said, this album like literally made me feel like more like confident in myself. Actually, most of the time, all I listen to is like rap and do like most. I listen to mainly men, so it's just like the fact that like this girl can come in and like just like grab all my attention with this album. I'm like, this is impressive. Because normally I'm not like I said, not really into that type of stuff. So that's why I'm like, I want to give Doja her credit. And like I said, Ariana does that for me too. Like just like having like beautiful women to like look up to and like hear their music and what they have to say is like getting more like comfortable in myself. So
I'm gonna keep on reminding you. I'm gonna keep on reminding
please
you.
do.
I mean, I already do, so you don't gotta say please.
All right, I'm getting shit. So your number 2, Miles?
I mean, I think this is obvious. My number 2 is Tyler, the Creator. Call Me If You Get Lost. That he got really motivated to start rapping again, aside from all the stuff they did on Igor. You probably haven't heard of this other artist. The reason why he even got motivated to even rap again in the first place was because of West Side Gun. Everything that he put on the album was just so, like, I re-listened to it again. I've listened to it so many times, but DJ Drama doing all the shit that he was doing on the album, it's no problem with him doing all that. Talking shit about it when I first listened to it, but he's not bad. 3 songs on the album is in my top songs of the year. But I'm just so happy that he went back to rapping and he is being more comfortable with himself and his style, the perfume stuff. It's just the rollout of this album was just extremely good. So the number 1 is going to get emotional in here.
Yeah, I feel like you can guess what my number 1 is.
Don't tell me.
If you know me at all, you know what my number 1 is now.
Is your number 1 Suicide Boys?
Of course. Long-term effects of suffering.
I mean, look at your wall.
I know. I'm like, whenever I talk about Suicide Boys, I just kind of get to a point where I'm like, what do I even like say at this point? Like, they're like my number 1 inspiration for like even like believing in myself and like wanting to do like half the shit that I do. I love that project. I can't even explain what that project meant to me. That project did make me cry. Yeah, I feel like that is just like their best project that they've put out. You can see like the growth in them as artists, like because they still have like the singles that they released that were like super hard, super true to Suicide Boys style. But then they had like, you know, other songs like Forget It and The Number You Have Dialed Is Not in Service. Like those songs make me cry. Like probably The Number You Have Dialed Is Not in Service might be like my favorite song of the entire year. But I feel like it's gonna come to no surprise to anyone. Like Suicide Boys will always like be my number 1 artist, always have a place in my heart, and I'm probably biased. I'm gonna admit that right now.
It's about to get extremely emotional in here.
Oh God. Okay.
From day one, when the album was even first announced, when I heard the first single, when I heard the second single, when I heard the third single, I already knew from those three before the album even came out that the album was going to be a classic. My number one, it is probably a lot of people's number ones if they really, really deep dive into music. Well, not even just deep dive into music, but like they really deep dive into rap. This is probably everyone's number one. My number one album, it means a lot to me. This is me in an album. Little Sims, Sometimes I Might Be Introvert. A lot of people from America might not know about her because she's really not that big here. So she's from the UK. This is literally my number one song of the year, unanimous. When it first came out, it was already my number one song. Just the song named Introvert, I just already knew that the album was going to be for me because the years prior, I never knew, like, why do I always want to be alone? I've gotten better with it. I've gotten better with, like, not being like that because, I had the podcast with my homie. Sometimes I don't want to do that shit because I just want to be alone. When I want to do videos, sometimes I don't want to do videos because I don't feel like entertaining. That album just showed me that it is okay to be alone. It is okay to be the way you are. Because I bet a lot of people probably think I'm a fucking extrovert, which is about 20 or 30% of me. But half the time, I'd rather be alone. But I've gotten better with it. Like, you'd probably not think I'm like that because we've been talking almost every single day. I don't like majority of the time of me being alone, but that's just how it be. Sometimes it gets to me, but I mean, like 4 or 5 years ago, like it was like really bad. Like I'd talk about a lot on video, like how lonely I felt. But now I've coped with it. I'm more used to like just, it's like, okay, like now I'm just used to it. It's like now I don't really care. I don't really see the point of even talking about it a lot anymore. And it's like I'm more just comfortable with saying like, oh yeah, I'm alone majority of my time. Which is why I say that I am an emotional person because I am a physical loving person. I'm a romantic person. So like I get some of those emotions a lot when I'm alone too. So to hear that album and I'm really happy I have that album on vinyl. I'm happy to have something signed by that one. Like I said, I'm still a mixed bag of emotions. I'm a romantic dude. So it's like, I don't want to always be alone. I don't always want to just not talk to people. I rarely talk to people anyways. So, I mean, that's my number one. Like that is me in an album. I've never felt that way ever about an album, but that album is literally me, and it made me appreciate. Well, I mean, that's how I've been learning about myself more. It's like I've just been learning to appreciate people more.
That's so cool that an album can like do that for you, but not a whole album. So the fact that it can do that for you and just like the way that you speak about it, that's awesome. That's my number crazy. One. Oh, you did say it was gonna get emotional, but in a good way.
I told you.
So that's our list. What do you think of them? They're so different.
I mean, so different. Because I know you. I know what kind of music you like. I knew that those core albums was probably gonna be in your top 10, but I know you probably didn't know what mine was gonna be because I'm just a mixed bag of just everything. Those two like are really important to me, especially number one.
The only one that I really saw coming was Kanye West. I thought Whole Lotta Red was gonna be on there. Tyler the Creator doesn't surprise me either. They're gonna comment whose list they like better. I'm gonna put
a little poll or whoever. You already know I'm gonna figure it out. I don't want to be biased, but I do want a little. I want a little punishment, like if whoever loses.
Comment their top albums of the year, and if we gotta see if we got any similarities, like,
So what are your closing words?
My closing words are: you inspire me to expand my music taste, to listen to more give more things a chance that I'm not already familiar with. Oh, I definitely want to. The number one that I want to listen to that I heard you talk about was the Brockhampton project, and then I do want to check out the JPEG Mafia guy. Hopefully next year I'll have a little bit more diversity. Like I said, I had some other albums that I was debating putting on this list, but I was just like, you know what, let me just stay true to myself. Let me just put what I truly listen to. So
I inspire you with a lot of things, if we being honest.
true, but that's the good thing about our friendship. We should inspire each other. So and I inspire you to be fun.
What you just say? You inspire me to be funny. I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Really? You inspire me to smile more?
Inevitably.
Indubitably.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. What do I say? I'm happy that you're here.
I'm happy to be here, but also I was gonna say I gotta hop on your podcast too.
All right, now you just asking for a lot now.
You want me to be on your podcast?
Enjoy both of the lists. I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you a lot. And I'm not gonna get extremely emotional on this fucking video with that. So.
Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to see what the punishment will be.